Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to this special episode of our podcast, our live show that we're doing. And today I am so excited to introduce you to two friends of mine, two extraordinary women, and a brand new project that they're doing together to make a big difference in the lives of children and our families. So before we get started, before I bring them on, if you know someone who has children, school-age children, who has little kids, who has big kids, who's a parent, a grandparent, whatever it is, share this because you are going to love what you learned today as I bring on my two friends, Linda Fostek and Candi Parker. So welcome everyone and welcome Linda, welcome Candi. Let me introduce briefly both of you. Linda Fostek is the founder and creator of the Crisis Planner, and she works with families, homeowners, and business owners to ensure they have everything in place in the event of crisis. And we know crises happen now, don't we? So thank you for all of that work. And we've also got Candi Parker, who is a publisher extraordinaire. She has published 6 of my books, I think. Candi, you've published?
At least.
At least something like that. And many, many others. She is also an author and illustrator. She is talented in so many ways. She makes videos. Like if I was to read the list of everything these two amazing women have done, it'd be a half hour. So I'm going to just let you look into learning more about Linda Fostek and Candi Parker. And today they're going to share about their latest project together, which is called the Science Labs. So Linda, why don't you kick us off with what is this?
Well, I believe that children are the future. Teach them well and they will lead the way. And certainly our children have really been challenged by this pandemic. Their schooling has been interrupted. Their parents are frustrated. Their grandparents are worried that their grandchildren are not learning what they're supposed to be learning. And I, I had a project in my squirrel file for 4 years called the Science
I
Labs.
remember hearing about this 4 years
Yes,
ago too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I basically had this on hold because it wasn't the right time. Well, this pandemic has really brought it to the forefront because I know that parents are looking for something that's going to encourage their children to use their imagination, use their creativity, and actually learn how to solve problems. I mean, we live in a society now where everybody looks up the answers. And when you look up an answer, all you know is what is or what has been.
Mm.
It doesn't tell you what could be. And children are just have the most amazing way of looking at the world. They see things so purely and simply. They don't carry all the baggage that we have. So literally, they can look at something and say, "Well, why don't you do it this way?" And we'll say, "God, I never thought of that." Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you think about it, the greatest mathematicians are usually 10, 11, 12 years old.
Yeah, they're young.
Even the theoretical physicists, very young
Mm-hmm.
when they come up with like their really big ideas. So what Candi and I are working on is a project that literally captures those children at the ages of 4 to 7 and really teaches them how to look at things, look at a problem, and come up with a solution with our fun little characters, the science labs. And working with Candi has been so amazing because she has such vision for the characters and everything. And Candi, share a little bit about how much fun we've been having with the stories and just creating the characters.
Goodness, if we have when we have a conversation, it's like 3 hours because we just carry on, carry on. Uh, and I've been working with some young children, and I realized just how curious they are. And what I like about this project is that it's hands-on. And like Linda was saying, if you go online, it's just it is or whatever. When it's hands-on and tactile, they learn so much better, and it's
Mm-hmm.
exciting too. But I remember when Linda came up with this, and I've done at least a half a dozen books for her as well, and um, we were talking about the science labs and laughing and saying, yes, we're going to do this someday. And so today, now is the time. It's
Today is
perfect.
someday.
Well,
Today is the
someday it's
day.
today,
That is right. That is
you
right.
know. So,
And we didn't say the science labs, who they are. They're two.
I know, that's what I was just going to go
Yeah.
into. And I was like, I'd also like to show everybody what they look like if possible. Do you have a prototype of it?
Well, I
Oh,
just
there we
have a
go.
little
Okay,
promotional
good.
piece.
Perfect.
And the science labs are two Labrador retrievers.
Bring a little closer to the camera for a moment and hide,
Okay,
because
this
I wanted
isn't
everybody to.
this is not the
Beautiful.
finished cover because I don't
Uh-huh.
have the finished cover printed, but they're Curiosity and Eddie. And
Mm-hmm.
Curiosity has all the questions, and Eddie never gives up. He's like Thomas Edison. He, 1,000 ways to figure out how to make a light bulb. So Eddie doesn't give up until he finds the answers. And then they have a bunch of people and animal friends that either bring them problems or help them solve the problems. And what happens is every month, the child is going to get a brand new adventure story of Curiosity and Eddie in a physical book that they can hold and read, and their parents can read to them, their grandparents can read to them. And that's going to come with some coloring pages that they can actually color. They're going to have a science lesson related to the story, and there'll be activities that are part of the program. So every month they're going to get
Something
all
new.
those different pieces.
Let me comment on something. I love that it's a physical book, because I have small grandchildren. One is 4 and the other is 6. And, they have video games, they have different toys, they do the YouTube, they do all of that. And they still love when we curl up and read a book together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, go back to that page. Can you read that one again? Like and I'm so happy that the essence of that experience is still rich in our children. It's one of my favorite moments. And then they'll say, can we read another book? So I love that you didn't go all digital on this.
No.
Because that tactile experience in the kinesthetic gives us an opportunity to learn in different ways, right?
And then, when people, it's going to be a subscription. So literally you can buy a 12-month subscription or a 6-month subscription. And if you buy those subscriptions, you also get some really cool bonuses. You get an extra book, which is the Meet the Science Labs book, which introduces all the characters so that they now know who everybody is and kind of what they do. And then the other thing they're going to get is this incredible discovery kit, which introduces them as the little scientists that they are. So they get a safety vest and safety goggles and some glovies, which are child-sized disposable gloves. They get a discovery journal that they can put all their observations in, colored pencils, a paw print stamper, because we're calling it the Paw Print Academy. So
love it.
And they get this and a magnifying glass and some specimen cups. So they'll have all these different things that they can use as they're learning. So again, tactile, hands-on, something the parents can do with their child, or a grandparent can do with the child, or even a nursery school or a preschool or kindergarten or even elementary schools. It's a whole program that they could actually implement.
Yeah. Well, Candi, let me come to you for a little bit, because I know aren't you working with like a homeschool project right now? Or
Yes.
and I want to make sure I get that right. So, and so let's talk about the solution that this Science Labs kit, book, and discovery provides for parents and for teachers. There's a challenge happening right now, and we touched upon it earlier, but I'd really like to go deeper into what is happening, how this is the solution for our kids. And Candi, if you could speak to that, that'd be great.
Well, homeschool families, at least in the group that I'm working with, there's like 40, 45 families, and they come from all over. And then they get together and do projects together. And they go places together, and they do it every single week. So this group has created a resource center. So it's more like an enrichment center. It's a place where they can go. There's homeschool band, there's homeschool art. And so now we're bringing in the science, and they will be our focus group when we roll this out, you know. Because I mean, these kids are amazing. I mean, I take them outside and and like these little kids, they're like picking up spiders and they're putting them on leaves and they're climbing trees, and I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But the parents, this is something that's not dangerous. You know what I mean? This is very safe. These lessons are amazing, and they're about observation mostly, and then practicing with their little experiments and observing the outcomes. So that's what I love about it.
Awesome. Good
And then,
stuff.
there's I think there's 18 characters now. We've got 18 characters.
Oh, wow. I didn't
Yeah.
know there were that many. The last time we
Yeah.
talked, I think there were maybe 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Your family's growing.
Yes, it is.
All right, good. So how can people find out about this, get the kits? What's the timeline and all of that good stuff?
Well, we're actually looking at the launch being in the first part of next year. I'm end of January, earliest, it would maybe February.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
most
it's
likely.
right around the corner.
And I know it is. You know, because there's a lot of moving pieces that we're pulling together right now. But what we are doing is we are taking pre-orders, and with those pre-orders, there's 3 bonuses that people can get. So it's an encouragement that they can actually order it and know that once it starts, they'll get their full 12-month subscription.
From that point.
You know, their
All right,
subscription
good.
starts once it starts launching. But I know that I've seen so many programs for kids 8 and older, but there's nothing for children that are like 4 to 7. You know, and by the time they're 7 years old and they're in school, the school is teaching them to sit still, listen, be, you know, and not and do what I tell you to do instead of thinking about what could be. And I just know that these are the children that are going to not only solve the problems that we haven't solved today, but they're also going to be solving the problems we don't even know we're going to have tomorrow.
Right. The problems we're creating right now, we don't realize.
Exactly. So if we're not teaching them how to be problem solvers, and I was blessed. My father would never let me complain about something. He always said, okay, so what are you going to do about it? So I learned very early in life that if I had a problem, I had to think through a solution. It wasn't always the right solution, but then we could negotiate and discuss where we went from there.
Love that.
So, and everything I've done in my life has always been problem solution oriented. The crisis planner is about solving problems. This is about solving problems. So it's actually very related. It's just a whole new audience, and I'm really looking forward to expanding into that audience, because I know this is something that's going to serve so well. Right, Candi?
Yes. I am totally agree.
Yes.
It's exciting. It's fun.
It is good.
And Candi she's so talented, and her attention to the detail is just, I mean, I can draw some little sketch, but what Candi creates with her illustrations, she brought these characters to life. And that is such a gift. It's such a gift.
Yeah, and you have your Positive Pete series, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Positive Pete, the 7 magic words.
So good. So, all right, ladies, thank you so much for making some time to be with us today so we could share with the world about the Science Lab. So everybody, you can go to thesciencelabs.com, and there's a little cute thing here, because Curiosity and Eddie are actually Labradors, right?
Right.
So it's like, oh, how fun is this? They're dogs. And it's about a science lab. Beautiful. I love it. And you have a couple of labs, don't you, Linda?
Well, I actually have golden retrievers, but they're in the same family.
They're in the same family.
They're the same family. And actually, I just got a brand new puppy. And
I know.
Duffy is going to be endorsing the science labs. So he's going to be one of our spokes dogs.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, ladies. So thank you for what you're doing, making such a beautiful difference. Continue to have a good time with it, because that's the true sweet sauce when we get to enjoy what we're doing, make a positive impact, and have fun. It's what it's all
We
about.
are.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see both of you, both of you. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to go to thesciencelabs.com and get started today. Place your order. You'll get some bonuses, and then you can look forward to these kits and the books arriving somewhere in the first quarter of 2021. So
And one of the things I've put together too is a downloadable Christmas, Hanukkah, and birthday card that they can actually give as a gift if they want to give it this holiday season.
awesome. And that comes right now when I place my order.
Yeah, when you place your order, you'll
Awesome.
get an email with the downloadable cards.
Fantastic. Thank you for that extra bonus. So go get your science labs now for your friends, families, kids, all of that good stuff. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful day, and go out there and tap into your curiosity and creativity. Bye, everyone.
Bye.